Right. How does that look? Maybe there? I don't know. Well, you're going to have to wait for a second because I've got to pour the, what do you call that stuff? The coals into the barbecue. Oh. Right. Who's there? Anyone there? Two people there. G'day. We are early doors in this. The light is Scheisenhausen because the sun is out. Unlike the last time we did this, the sun wasn't out. We've got Urban Bounty. G'day, mate. Yeah, I saw you watched a few of them last night. Yeah, there's a few there, mate. So glad you enjoyed what you saw. Hopefully you got a few more to get to, and you can put a few more smiles on your dial. That is our Barbie getting fired up. Do you hear us okay? Because it is windy, and I'm afraid the wind might stuff this up. That's fair. Good. I reckon I need more coal. Have a look. Do you reckon I need more coal? Your chicken's going on first.
Really? Why?
Because it takes the longest to cook. Chandy's there. G'day, Chandy.
But it takes the whole space.
Yeah, but you know, I can put half on.
Okay, fine.
Chandy, we're all right. We're just, mate.
I think you need more coals.
That's what I said. We're all right, mate. We're just enjoying a sunny day out in lockdown. You can't do much else, so you might as well put some effort into cooking some shit. I need more coals. How you going? Now, these aren't fireproof gloves, so whoops. Yeah, we're going to be locked up for a while, I think. We are not going to be out of this lockdown for another, 4 weeks, I reckon, given how things have gone. Just, what can you do? What can you do? I'll take you through what we've prepared for our exquisite dining experience today. As soon as Her Majesty comes back from inside. Are you watching from in there? Well, if you're watching from in there, can you come out in a moment and explain how you've prepared the food, what you've done? Because a lot of people last time wanted to know what went into your marinades, etc. G'day, Nath. Yeah, mate, we were going beautifully up until, a month ago. We were going really, really well, and then it just popped its head over the border, and here we are. It's not looking like it's going anywhere anytime soon either. Sorry, it's not like it's going to leave us any soon either, so that sucks. Hey, Slim. No, I don't think I'm a happy little Vegemite, mate. Look at it. I mean, yesterday was just like this. Today is beautiful as well, and we can't do shit. We can't go anywhere. We can't do anything. And this is kind of, it's funny. Like, I'd prefer to be locked down when it's piss cold and raining and we can put the fire on inside or come out here and have a little fire, cook up something. And you feel like you're making use of being inside. But like now, I'd love to get out and about and just cruise around in the car or go to a park or go somewhere. We can't really go far anyway because of Kinal's, nearly ready to pop. Kinal's kitchen. Hello from so far away. Okay. Thank you for your contribution. Yeah, Chandy, mate, I'd imagine that the weather would be nice there. We get your weather like a day behind. So if it's like 40 degrees in Adelaide on a Tuesday, we know we're going to get it here on a Wednesday. So yeah, I saw your shot from last night. What was just, would you say, golden hour? Yeah, it would have been beautiful. And that's what we're going to get here today. It's going to be absolutely cracking. I'm only wearing a jumper because it's going to, absorb the smoke. So yeah, we're nowhere near as bad as New South Wales. They are absolutely up a creek without a paddle. I don't know how many folk we've got from New South Wales that watch. I know Graham's in New South Wales, and I think a few others as well. Yeah, you're just going to be stuff. Yes, Jeremy, but you can see here, mate, I've got my pants on. If you want some photos, I'll send them to you later. Yeah, Nathan, mate. What's his name? McGowan seems to have everything under control. No bullshit. Just someone has a sniffle. Shut the borders. No mucking about. And you guys are probably going to have the footies this year too. I reckon you'll get the grand final. It's not going to happen in Vic. Definitely won't happen in New South Wales. And Queensland had a crack last year. Oh, dude, that sucks. The stuff's getting held up in the mail because of the friggin' lockdown. Jeremy fans only. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I could start a mildly interesting OnlyFans. Who would pay for that? If you would pay for that, I'm not saying it's going to be anything untoward or sexual in nature, but you can get this. What would you pay for it? I'll be naked. Oh, jeez. Oh, you have arrived. You okay?
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've been telling our lovely audience here that I wanted you to take us through what you've done with your food.
My food?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
All of it. Because people want to know when you cook stuff.
Same thing last time.
Oh. G'day, Paul. How you going? Paul's here. Hey, Paul. Hope you're. Hope the no salt or the less salt recipe worked for you, mate. Do you think that's hot enough?
I think so.
You think so? Okay, so let's start with Kinal's chicken. Let's put the $9 grate on the grill. Now, this $9 grate was much better than the $7 one.
Sure, my chicken.
Wasps. So here is Kinal's chicken with a wasp. There you go. Have a look at that.
The light is not very thick.
Yeah, I know, because we're in the sun.
What about
We're too far away. I'll hold one up. So you've bought. Hang on, that's the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
That's what I said.
All right, so we're gonna hold this up. Canal's got herself a whole bloody chicken.
Like Cambodian way.
Cambodian style. What have you marinated it in?
I made a paste from salt, about 15 chilies, sugars, and garlic. Just paste together.
With the pestle.
Yeah, and then rub it in
So
overnight.
what sort of salt did you use?
Or the rock salt.
Rock salt. So
Yeah.
she's not allowed to have a lot of salt at the moment, or no salt because of this thing.
These things.
And 15 chilies.
Yeah.
My God. All right, let's chuck this on. This is going to ruin my bloody barbecue. Is that
what?
strong enough to hold?
Yeah.
You don't sound very convinced. We're going to be here for 4 hours waiting for this to cook. Jeremy said hello. Chandy said it looks amazing.
Hello. I don't have bamboo sticks.
She was disappointed we couldn't get bamboo sticks to like shove it through and do it proper street food style. Yeah, 5 hours, Jeremy. How far up the duff is going? She is 31?
In 3 days.
31 weeks and 3 days. She's putting on a diet. 31 weeks and 3 days. But now she could pop at any moment. So Kinal's got some things happening. Yeah, maybe my chicken. just some pre-existing conditions, which means she won't go full term, but it does mean that we're in hospital 3 times a week getting monitored to make sure everything's okay. So at any point, if the baby starts to not do too well or Kinal's health deteriorates, he's going to come out. So we're on notice. It's going to be a little boy. So I think that, I didn't really... Jeremy said, hopefully the baby doesn't come out before the chicken's cooked. He's going to be a little boy. He's already very active in her guts. So hopefully that's a good sign that he's okay. But yeah, we are
On standby.
We're on standby. Yeah, we've already had a few late night hospital runs, and Kinal's already spent. And we just spent 5 nights in hospital a little while ago, just for some monitoring and to get her blood pressure under control. And that's something we'll want to cover off in another video, actually, is because Kinal's now spent considerable time in an Australian hospital, just comparing the two, like health systems and the care she's getting. Maddo, how are you, mate? No Kirby, no. There is now, Maddo. We found a little Chinese grocer in Yolandi. Maybe no more, because just look how sunken in the middle it is. Huh?
Just mixing it.
No, don't put any more food on.
I'm just mixing it.
So Maddo, there is a Chinese grocer in Yolandi.
Yes.
And we found frozen frogs in there, and they wanted $60 for a kilo of frogs, and they didn't look that flash. Kinal was tempted to get them.
I will get them.
She will get them. So maybe when we are opened up, mate, we'll have frog. Come over for some frog, some like bloody expensive frog. Cam, middle name Cameron. I did think about a gag name. Urban Adventures, Urban Bounty. Marc has spent $1.7 million on hospital parking. Yes, parking at the hospital sucks. We don't know how long we're going to be in there for. I really don't want her to walk too far as well. And like everywhere around the hospital is quite like ticketed on the street. So what do? You park in there, and every time you go in, it's $25, $30, $40. It's just ridiculous. I think the biggest was $40 for parking, but I'm not allowed in anymore. So I used to be able to go in as a support person and to be the, I suppose, help Kinal out with any like medical terms and stuff like that. But
Brain.
Yeah, baby brain won't allow her to remember. But yeah, I was kicked out last week because support people aren't allowed in because a hospital is a tier 1 site and not allowed in to help out, which sucks. So I've got to just drop her off and then either drive around the block or come home.
I can't drive myself either because I never know if I'm going to get out.
That's right. We can't allow Kinal to drive in. Otherwise, there's a big unknown of whether you're allowed to come home or not. Do you plan on giving the baby an English name or a Khmer name? We had a look at a few Khmer names, Chandy. I'm big on making sure the kid can go through life in the West and not have someone scratch their head every time a name pops up. And it's already burning. Yeah, we've got a compromise, put it that way, mate. Because it's a boy, I thought it's a lot harder. I had like 5 Khmer girls' names picked out. I think the girls' names are really easy, and they sound like girls' names, but a lot of the boys' names are very hard-sounding, I thought. Kinal tried to find a few, but yeah, we've got a compromise. Port Arlington, bloody hell, Maddo. How'd you get down there? That's not allowed, is it? Port Arlington, that's it'd be bloody nice down there. You got a sneaky place down there, mate. That's really hot there, and that's going to burn. Yeah, see how the flames are coming up. What's it like in Kampot, Jeremy? Is it pissing down rain, or is it a nice day? Yeah, nice, Maddo. You Lucky man. It's cooked slow. Actually, I bought the tongs of overcast here. Just call the little champion king. Be done. I don't want to give him a big head.
Whoa, that looks good.
Gonna need it. Look at that. It's gonna be raw in spots though. So.
That's all right.
Look at these tongs. Kinal bought these as tongs. So she came home from, what was it, the op shop?
Up shop, yeah.
Said, I've bought you some really good barbecue tongs. They're bloody salad tongs. They're not great for like barbecue manoeuvring, but they do the job. Bonner. I had so that's one of those things, Paul, like you go through life and you come out with, like, you associate names with people you've come across or met. Bonner to me is the shortened version of a fat Italian kid, not fat, chubby Italian kid we went to primary school with. He was a awesome dude.
Hang out with me too long.
What?
Using the word fat rather than chubby.
Oh, because she just calls people fat. There, Bonner. He was a cool dude. Back in Melbourne at 2ish. Hopefully you got no traffic, mate. Should be no traffic. Should be no one out. They're doing a nice plastic burn. So try the waft of plastic garbage. Do you miss that smell?
What?
The smell of burning plastic in the morning?
No.
No. There you go. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Chandy. I think some of the... And we went through this, like some of the Khmer names that Kinal had. She was like, it's pronounced like this. I said, yeah, but in the West, you'd pronounce it like that. So every time the kid would be at school or at sport, that's what's going to be yelled out. Not like... What's some example? I can't remember.
I don't remember.
Like the ones with the P and the B sound. Like we just say them as P and V, P and B. Bufano, how are you? Have a look at the feast. Oh, the wind. Oof. Yeah, how is your name pronounced? Chandy? It's not Chandy. Chandy is such an Anglo-Aussie way of saying it. G'day, Chandy. Huh?
Chandy.
Yeah, it'll be Chandy. It'll be South Chandy.
Yeah.
Is that right? South Chandy? With the old first name last and last name first. Kinal got it. There you go. Yeah. I'd be disappointed if she didn't get that right. That'd be a pretty epic fail if you couldn't do that right. Oh dear. Bufano's hungry.
Come and eat
Paul,
the pepper chili.
Bonner's from Battambang. Bonner from Battambang. It's got a bit of a ring to it. I like that. I wonder what it's short for. If it's short for something. Wanna.
Bonna.
There you go. It'll probably sound like that. Wanna. Bon.
Yeah.
Wanna.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's no short for it.
There's no short word for it.
It's just bonna.
Okay. There you go. Hey Paul, what's it like in Canada, mate? What's the story up there? Is it still absolutely piss cold? Jeez, Chandy. That's years of bloody like. No, you can't use those. They're weaklings. Those tongs. Yeah, use the bloody full chicken style tongs. Stand back. What do you want to do with it?
Move the head that way. Yeah. There you go.
Mid-20s in Canada. It's not bad. That's about probably the same as it is here. Actually, no, I lie. It's
No,
like,
mid-20 in Canada would be 35 in Australia.
Yeah,
equivalent.
yeah, it is August, I suppose. It is August. What else have we got to talk about? Hey, here's something. Here's some promotional type bullshit. I have got a Facebook page called Marc's Mildly Interesting. So I started this ages ago, but didn't promote it to anyone. as a way of putting stuff on there. I've got obviously our videos nearly have run out. I've still got some more to go through, but just given our last few weeks with hospital runs and getting stuff prepared for Bub, time to go through old footage isn't really great. And I've actually done a fair bit of car videos as well in the meantime, which have probably taken up more time than I would have liked. So I started that, and the idea is I'll be able to post some short videos and clips and other stuff on that Facebook page. So you can check out Marc's Mildly Interesting. Give it a like. Say good day on there if you want to keep up with what's going on. And yes, who am I? Who am I? You are right, mate. That is a whole chicken.
I need that one.
Hang on. Let's give you a good look. That is a whole chook, butterflied and marinated with about 15 chilies, salt. What else? Chili.
Salt, garlic.
And garlic. And I think we're going to be here for a bit cooking that.
Please.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fine.
Hang on, you're okay with it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's my chicken.
Oh, but you're usually hungry by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, I'll wait for my chicken.
Oh, right. Okay, then. There, whole chook, mate. Whole chook. Where are you from? Who am I?
Tell the story so they can watch later.
Huh?
Tell the story to tell.
Hmm.
It's good for later watch.
Let's say things get to the point, crispy, where you can travel overseas again. Good question, Nathan. So if we have the opportunity to travel again, would we go back? I'd say...
Yeah.
She would go today in his condition.
Yeah.
She would go back in a heartbeat. Kinal really misses home. My preference would be to try and get like one of your sisters here. So I reckon what happened? Probably towards November last year, because that is picking up. Yeah, the boss has spoken. Towards the end of last year, we were hoping things would open up because we would have liked to get one last sort of dodgy travel trip in, where we could do overnight trains and back on a motorbike type stuff and not have to worry about anyone apart from ourselves, really. But once that sort of looked like it wasn't going to happen, we thought, let's start the whole family business and get that going. And look, ideally, we'd be able to go over there. I'd like for our young bloke to be a bit older and manageable on a plane. Like, we want to do a couple of little trips to make sure he's okay with travel. I know a few people that have jumped on planes with like 6 months old to go from Australia to Hawaii or Australia to Brunei, and they've just dreaded it. A few people have done that. So I'd like to train him up to do that. But I would like to go back for, I don't know, maybe 12 months before he gets to school age, so we can spend a whole heap of time there. But yeah, my preference would be maybe get one of her sisters to come over and give us a hand whilst he's young. We would have loved to do that with Kamal's mum, but obviously she passed away, or with one of Kinal's sisters, but they can't come here, so we're up Shit Creek. But yeah, her option is she'd be over there tomorrow. The kid could be halfway out and she would still want to board the plane and get home. Hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Louie.
Shall we have some barbecue?
Our neighbours have popped their heads out. Who are you? You're from the motherland. Whereabouts in the motherland? This is our COVID socialising here, guys. We've got our neighbours saying good day across the fence. That's as much socialism we're allowed to have. You can literally watch us cook lunch, Loz, if you want. You can do it from there. That's the way to do it. You're in Phnom Penh. What's happening in Phnom Penh these days? Yes, that's... Do you want to chop it up or you want it cold?
I'll decide later.
Have a look at it. It does look pretty good, doesn't it? Oh, that's handy. I just wore the rest of your marinade.
Huh?
I just wore the rest of that marinade.
No, it's okay.
The wind is giving us the shits. Sorry, guys. This isn't the normal live stream where we're just talking. We actually try to do stuff. Paul, I hear that they want to open to vaccinated tourists in December. I reckon that'd be a smart thing to do. There's no reason why they shouldn't be able to do that.
Where?
Cambodia.
Mm.
Like, why would you keep your borders shut if the risk of the population is low?
I don't think they shut the border.
No, but I suppose making it easier for people to get in without the quarantine and all the rest of it. Because it's still, I mean, that's still a pretty big thing. Like, if you want to go to Cambodia, you still have to have a quarantine, your money, your deposit, plus your quarantine, plus shit, what, you're going to go there for 3 weeks and spend 2 of them in a hotel.
Yeah.
It's not very appealing. Not looking good because the Delta variant's made its way in and they're starting the quarantine. Yeah, right. It's the same here. Yeah, I reckon the same, Nath. I reckon exactly the same. I mean, that's $2,000 US. I mean, the world economy is in a bit of a shit where people are tightening up. They don't have that sort of cash just to throw away. So your holiday in Asia might cost you $2,000 all up, like compared to a trip in Australia. Shit. So to like include like $2,000 per person too. So if you've got a family, bloody hell. Yes, so exactly, Paul. Yeah, I wouldn't want to go anywhere personally if that's a quarantine for 2 weeks. Go nuts. Yeah, Jeremy, I mean, I'm in that camp too, mate. I reckon it needs to be chopped up, but it's not my chicken.
Choose the both of you. Always find something against me.
Not against, we're just trying to provide you with some.
Just let me enjoy.
Okay, just gonna let her enjoy. G'day, Warren. How are you, mate? Just about to go out on your bike, and you make me hungry. Sorry, dude. Look, hey, I called the title of the video was Lockdown Lunch Live, mate. So you were warned beforehand. You were warned beforehand. Hey, what happened to the dogs? Mate, useless. I can't talk.
What happened to the dog? What happened to Carlton?
Yeah, but the dogs have got expectations.
We too.
What are expectations? We're
To
going
win
to
a
lose
game for Murphy.
Oh, that's not an expectation. Where are you off to on your pushy? Are you on a pushy on a scooter or a motorbike? Good day for it, either way. Hey, is anyone, maybe we've got 8 people watching, has anyone, apart from Jeremy, who's currently in Cambodia, actually managed to do any sort of travel whilst in the last 2 years, like anywhere? Like, we've done some domestic travel, and even that's hard work. Like, we got away to the Sunshine Coast for a few days. Okay. And before we were locked down, we got away to regional Victoria for a couple of days, and man, we can't even do a road trip. Like, so has anyone managed to go anywhere?
Can't even go to the market plus 5.
Yeah, we can't even go 5Ks from home. So we're up shit creek with it regardless. Have you been able to go anywhere in Perth, Nathan, or in Western Australia? Or who am I? Have you been able to travel anywhere around Cambodia? Do you need these?
No.
Okay, do you want to use these because it's more robust?
It's hard. I can't. My hand's too small.
Oh, you're on a pushy. Good work. Don't pay the dogs. Sorry, mate. Nathan, your mistmate's been in Colombia for the past 3 months. Oh, wow. That's nuts. It took the government several forms of cost of almost. Bloody hell. Sorry? Yeah, in a minute. Maybe we can put him over here because it's less hot. Yeah, that would have been interesting to get over to South America. And how would he have flown over? Because there's bugger all flights, like in and out of Australia. $6,000. Oh, hell. I suppose that's the other thing. Like, if Cambodia are going to open up travel to vaccinated tourists, this wind. So the removal of the quarantine and the 2,000 is going to help, but also you've got to remember getting there. Like, our airline's going to be flooding back to ship people over there, and what's the cost of? That's needs a little bit more. Yeah. Like getting tickets, Paul. US has not opened except for air travel. Yeah, right. So in the States, borders like your land borders are shut, but you can still fly in and fly out. Seems like in the States everything just it's up to you. Like do what you want. That's the sort of vibe I get. Everything's optional because everyone's got their freedoms and whatnot. So there's no mask. Oh, there might be mask rules or mandates, but I don't think they're compulsory. Don't know. Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. So you can't drive in and out. Can't climb the walls. It's a bit shit. I suppose though. I mean, Australia's an island. I mean, we Australia and New Zealand really should have the thing contained because we're an island. You're only getting in by boat or by plane. So we don't have that added complexity of like land border crossings, like freight, rail, road, trucks coming in and out, all that sort of stuff. Yes, Jeremy. I'll touch on that. So the Aussie government snuck a rule in for expats. Yeah, that was good. If they come home, they're not going to let them back. So if you normally live overseas and want to come home to visit family or for whatever reasons you've got to come home, chances are they're not going to let you back out the country to where you usually live. So if you usually live elsewhere, you're up shit creek. That's really painful.
They said that, but the girl I know, remember, came back from England.
And then did she go home though?
She went to England, came back, quarantined in Queensland.
How long ago was that though?
Like the quarantine is now.
Okay. Yeah. All same. Okay, so you open up your borders, but they didn't. Sorry. Outrun. Well, they didn't even check his COVID test. Unbelievable. So even with that, that's nuts, Nathan. So even with that, I need to go and help my old man who's crook. It still took 3 months, dawdled for 3 months to let him over. And then when you get there, it's just straight through. That's unbelievable. It's unbelievable, but not surprising for like Colombia, I think. Like it wouldn't surprise me if that happened in Cambodia either. Like just the controls that are there. You're okay with it? Okay. Paul, our constitution guarantees re-entry. Yeah, there you go. And you're quite progressive there in Canada, I think. Your folk have got quite a lot of rights and things like that. Yeah, we've just made an absolute meal of it. Absolute meal of it. How's that coming on? Do you want to cut it open or something and see how far it in it's cooked?
Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, you can see?
See?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not burning in the sun?
Me?
Yeah. Okay. Just checking. What else? How long have we been going for? 32 minutes, 34 minutes. What else has been happening? I think we were going to do. Look, time's running out for us to make some, I suppose, videos here about a couple of topics. So I'm going to try and do a couple more of these when we can, because just there's zero prep involved.
Zero
It's-
cutting.
Huh?
Zero edit.
Well, that's it. I don't have to worry about editing or anything like that, and we can still. Yeah, the chicken tastes good. The bit that I had was very nice. Cool. And there's no. I don't have to edit. I don't have to do it. Say properly, but if I make a video, I'm trying to make better videos. If that makes sense. So this might be the way to go forward. If we're still stuck in lockdown and we're still having a bit of back and forth with the hospital, we might jump on and do a few stories live, and talk about our own journey around how we met, all that sort of stuff, how we got Kinal here, all the visa stuff in normal non-COVID times, what the visa pains in the ass stuff that we went through, how hard it is maintaining or how hard it was maintaining a long-distance relationship during those couple of years, and I suppose as well like the culture shock Kinal had coming here and vice versa, the things that we sort of noticed between the two countries, things that are better here versus things that are better back home, and one of them being your treatment as a patient versus your treatment as a patient back in, or your family's treatment as being a patient back home. There's a lot of big differences there, and there's stuff that can you hear the wind?
See the
You
wind.
can see the wind. The thing's behind the bloody table. Yeah, let's put some pork on. What's the biggest culture shock for Kinal coming to Australia?
Rest of the chicken.
Hang on, do you want to put the rest of the chicken or pork?
Up to you. What do you
Pork.
Biggest shock.
Hey?
Biggest shocks would be,
You can hear the wind.
I don't know, culture. You reckon?
I'll tell you what I reckon it is.
Yeah, what is it?
Okay, so I reckon, and you can say what you think.
Yeah.
Convenience, I reckon, Nathan.
Oh yeah,
So,
lots of things.
well, that'd be like that. That's probably the first one. Is it? Hang on. Talk about the pork first. What have you done to the pork?
Same last time I marinate with a paste from compot pepper,
Oh, she's compot pepper. Yep.
galangal,
Galanga. Yeah.
garlic,
Garlic. Palm sugar.
palm sugar,
Oyster
Siem Reap
sauce?
palm sugar,
Siem Reap palm sugar.
oyster sauce.
Yep.
Chicken stock powder.
Yep.
That's it.
Okay, so only about 12
Oh, no.
ingredients.
Fish sauce
And fish sauce. There you go.
and chili.
And chili. And chili.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Just a little.
Okay, just put a couple.
It's the dry chili I made.
Okay. So yeah, Nathan, I think that's one of them. Like convenience. So
Couple.
Huh?
That's it.
yeah, that'll do for you. Like no I don't know, like
Food convenient. Be
Food-
specific.
food-
'Cause
food
in Cambodia,
convenience.
you can just walk out and there's food there.
But-
by your door and anytime.
yeah, that's it. Like I mean shit, if you want noodles at 1 o'clock in the morning or at 10 o'clock at night, you can just go get them. Because the person that runs the noodle shop just sit like it's their house, the front of their house. So hey,
Use the other one for the cooking.
is this for this?
Mm.
Okay. Sorry, I'm getting instructions as well. So yeah, you're right. Food convenience, market convenience. Like we've got supermarkets and stuff here. We've got a couple of like our big market around where we are. Like the Preston market's sort of okay. Gives us that sort of vibe of being at a market at home, but there's no like local market where you can just go, oh, I just need some mangoes. I'll go up the road and get them. And go up the road means I'll get on a motorbike for less than 3 minutes and drive up, get what I want, and come back.
Or like just snacking. You know, like foods everywhere, like already cooked. You don't even have to worry.
There you go. So
yourself.
even like being out and about, am I getting sunburnt?
No.
No. Look red.
I look red too.
So maybe I'll do this. I look like a gangster. Yeah, there you go. So like snacking. So you might have seen in a couple of our videos, we'd go out and about, right? And she'd just go, oh, I want this, and just stop and bang. Someone's got something on the side of the road ready to go. Oh, we didn't put oil.
Yeah, you didn't bring. Sorry.
Don't need oil. Yes, there's just no food available at the drop of a hat, and that's probably the biggest thing, I reckon, because you're not used to having breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's just, I'm hungry, I'll eat now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's exactly right. And just the cost of stuff too. You're right. Like that's even hard for a Westerner to take. Like even coming back home, you're right. Like going from, $4 could fill you up on this, like as a street food meal. You could go out, get yourself some noodles, some barbecue chicken, and a couple of beers for $4 or $5. And that doesn't even get you like a snack meal at KFC.
Unless it's special.
Oh, unless there's a special one, correct. That sort of costs killers. 50 cent. Yeah, that's it, Chandy. Like, yeah, when beer is cheaper than water, they've got something right in the country. And electronics. I think so, mate. I think other than, so Nathan said, other than electronics, things are cheaper in Cambodia.
Yeah.
And cars. Cars are horrifically expensive in Cambodia compared to here. Even before the COVID tax hit us here with any sort of used cars, like, yes, I think what your uncle paid like $3.5 grand US for this Camry that was absolutely falling apart. Yeah, 30 grand Camrys, mate. Something that pre-COVID in Australia, before the COVID tax, you get a runaround for $2,000-3,000 over there. Like those $2,000-3,000 runarounds would be like 9-10 grand US. Something with 200,000 miles, not Ks. With vinyl seat coverings because the seats are rooted, mismatched bumper bars, a couple of stickers on it. The tyres are pumped up. It's got cold aircon. 9 grand, no worries. Yeah, that absolutely spins me out. And people buy them because they've got no other choice. And yeah, and like even a used car, like a used shitbox like that for 9 grand, you still see all these really expensive things on the road. It just the mind boggles with stuff like that. Absolutely boggles. Yeah, Paul, mate, I'd even settle for $2 beer. Absolutely. Is that cooking okay?
Yep.
Do we need me to get some oil? Have a look. Here's a bit of a progress update. There we go. They're looking good. How much for a used scooter? Yeah, that depends on whether you've got looking for a Honda Dream or a Honda Dream knockoff. So that Hunya that we were riding around on, which was whose bike was that?
Banya's friend.
So that was the guy we stayed with was Banya. His mate lent him that bike, and I think that was only a few $100 for that Hunya. Where if the equivalent Honda Dream would be like $1,500-1,700.
No, that new one is about 1,200.
New Dream.
Yeah, the Hunya.
Hunya, yeah.
But the real Honda,
yeah,
it's about 2.5, I think.
$2,750, I think, wasn't it? So $1,200 for a brand new Hunya, or about two and a half for a Dream. And those Dreams hold their value like they're going out of fashion. Hello, Claire. It's all right. Claire's late, but she's here.
Hi, Claire.
Have a look at the bump, Claire. Give us a side profile. Don't suck it in.
Suck it in.
Hey, we've got a nice view of the greenhouse as well.
Show my hammock.
Oh, Kinal's going to have it. Yeah, that's not too bad. Like the average person could do that. And a lot of them are financed too, but that's another, like people just use those microfinance things.
Yeah.
And get into ridiculous debt. Where's the hammock? Kinal bought a hammock. There you go. So she can bake in the sun. At the moment, it's a buyer's market. A lot of people have left. Okay, that's interesting. It's a bloody seller's market here, mate, for everything.
What is it?
For like cars and bikes. It's a buyer's market there, so things are cheap. I suppose the Westerners would drive up the price of, like, they'd want to buy. I wouldn't want to buy a Hunya. I'd want a Honda Dream. I want the best one. So Yeah, if you're selling to a rich Westerner, without them, yeah, the price is going to go down. And the same with all your accommodation and stuff. Like your last.
Yeah, break it.
Oh, Jeremy, she's broken it. Took her long enough.
Broke a wing. No, leg.
Leg's been broken.
There you go. Happy now?
So even your accommodation, I think you paid less for your last trip than what we paid for parking at the hospital. You probably get about $200 for the little black Suzuki that you ride. That's a little scooter, isn't it? Like an automatic and stuff. I think.
You asking me or
Claire.
scooter?
Yeah.
The little automatic bike.
The automatics are worth less than the manuals, aren't they? It's going to
They
remove
suck
them.
the juice.
Huh?
Automatic.
What was that? They suck the juice.
Yeah.
Automatics use too much petrol.
Yeah.
I think they're cooked enough, these things. Right. Bud Swayze, g'day, mate.
I'm gonna go get some rice.
Welcome to our lockdown live barbecue. Why we locked down? We have again. Oh, because of Dan Andrews. I'm getting instructions from up on the deck. Why we locked down? We have had continuous COVID cases in our community, so our government just locks us down. So we've got this time last year we had the biggest outbreak in Australia, and we were locked down for like 4 months. But we eliminated it within the community. It was like pretty good effort. It did cost a lot of jobs and cost a lot of people's livelihoods and everything, but we had a pretty normal summer. We had a normal Christmas. We could go anywhere we wanted with no masks, no travel restrictions, no restrictions on people coming to your house, all that sort of stuff. And then it came back, and the only way that our state knows how to treat it is to lock us down. Up north in New South Wales, they've now got the worst that's ever happened in Australia, and they're kind of locked down. And I think they're finally going to the Victorian, in Australia, mate. Like they're finally going to like harsher restrictions to try and just stop the spread. And it's only now that we're going through this whole thing of maybe we should get vaccines in and vaccinate people instead of just shutting the doors on everyone every time someone gets the spicy cough. So it's shit, but I don't really know. This is our second year. It sucks to be locked up on days like this. I much prefer it to be freezing and raining, but it is what it is, bud. And I think until we all get a jab and it stops spreading throughout the community, or our government builds an actual quarantine facility, this is what life's going to be like. Which is shit. Where are you from, bud? It's back to Nate. What does a legit motorbike set you back? I think they're reasonably expensive. I know a couple of Kinal's mates, or one of Kinal's mates, Dino, is a bit of a cool dude, Mr. Dino. He had a cafe racer at one point, and I think he said there was hardly anywhere to ride it because the roads are so shit. It was modified too. It was like dragged its ass on the ground and all this sort of stuff. It was like completely impractical. There were a heap of bikes that came into Siem Reap in December 2019. We were there for, I think, this thing called Motorrad Angkor. It was like a motorbike festival, and the town was completely taken over by like all these guys that have ridden in from Malaysia and Singapore and Thailand and whatnot. That was really cool, and a lot of them were like those bigger upright type bikes. Sports tourers and stuff like that, I think you'd call them. But yeah, I think it's just cost and practicality, because you can't take 10 people on a normal motorbike. Nath, like you can't. It's like your scooters are like your family car. They're good for like everything. Do you want to bring the oil out too? Everything is open in the States. They're trying to force jab, but people are fighting back. We want freedom. That is very American. And I sort of said before, the Yanks, you've got your freedom. So, like, there's no way that would happen here. Sorry, like, what's happening here would happen there, because you guys have got your... I mean, it's the... It's like it's in your constitution. You've got your rights and all that sort of stuff. So you've got so much more, and it's so much more ingrained in your culture, I think, as well. Like here, we're a bit like, whatever. When it comes to that sort of stuff, we're a lot more laid back with that stuff. And yeah, there's Arvy's got a few of those videos out there, and I've seen some of the stuff he does, Arvy, and some of the stuff's really good. He gets people off the bullshit fines and whatnot. Maybe put a bit of oil on yours so it doesn't dry out. I do think sometimes he just is in the right place to get his videos, though. But, I mean, I watched one and there was quite a lot of people that are just, like, people are running out of choices. Like, people that run small business and stuff like that are on their last legs. And then, yeah, there's some people just show up because they want to cause trouble and all that sort of shit. And the other thing is, I think we locked down because our health system just couldn't cope with it. Like, we couldn't cope with all of it. Hang on, is that cooked? Yeah. Okay. Like, we couldn't cope with it. Hundreds of thousands died, yeah. Well, that's it. Like, it's a... Oh, that wind's just giving me a face full of charcoal. Give me a sec. Your whole chicken is ruined this $9 grate. This was perfect before this barbecue.
I'll pay you back.
You pay me back. Thank you. Our lockdowns ended once vaccinations reached 70%. And I think that's what they're trying to do here as well. Like, except we've just been, I don't know, we've been lagging horrifically in that department. I do wonder, though, if sometimes it's a bit tail wags the dog in the States, where you will get your masses demand stuff and you're backed up by your constitution, so you can do all that stuff. I'll make that joke about our football club. The players don't like the coach, and the coach tries things. The players won't play, and the coach gets sacked. Which is our football club. Vaxxers are free here. You know, Kinal's got some mates in the States, so some of her Khmer mates in America. One of them is in Alabama, and she said, what did she say the other day? They're throwing out vaxxers like Pfizer. They're chucking them out. Like here, like you have to be on a special list to get the bloody Pfizer, because it's the one to get if you're under 40. And everyone's just chucking them out in the States.
No one. She said no one wants it.
They say we're on track for 70% later. So fingers crossed. 2 years of this is enough, and I think most of it, yeah, absolutely, mate. Like, there's been no... I think this is what people are starting to realise. There's been no plan to get out of this. It's just been, how do we manage it now? There's been no real, okay, guys, here's the deal. Like, can I have the tongs? You can't just leave me without tongs. Like, yeah, you can't just bloody keep managing it. It's like having a cat. Your freedom comes from God, not from government. It depends who you talk to. What was that thing in Team America? Freedom's and free. Cost $1 or $5.
The orange one.
We're getting something delivered. The facts are free. Lockdowns. And months. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. And here's the other thing too, like countries like Cambodia, which don't, I mean, we'll talk about this. I think my pork is done. They need to be removed from this barbecue. like they do not have during normal service, if you like, they don't have the health system to handle bloody a car accident, let alone friggin' thousands of people getting sick. I mean, we've got some absolute horror stories of when Kinal had her mum in hospital, not just for cancer treatment, but from just like general surgery and stuff happening, right? Well, I won't talk about them now, but I'll save them for another film or video. But like I think shit, what would happen if actually something actually bad happened, or if they had an incident where they had to put 20,000 people. That's Godmother. Make the big time. Yeah. Thanks, Jeremy. We've got 5 on. Yeah, so that's my response. Like when you look at countries like Cambodia and whatnot, and how they're handling it, and why they're doing what they're doing, and why we're doing this sort of stuff, is you got to look to the greater good. And yeah, shit, I'd hate to fall off a motorbike and not be in like, so for example, Jeremy, I'd hate for you to come off your bike and not being able to go and get treatment at hospital because you've got a queue of 200 people there because they're all sick with respiratory diseases and you're bleeding out or something like that. I mean, that's the reality of why they've got to put these sort of controls in, just because the world's just not prepared for this sort of stuff. And that's why, yeah, you look at Europe and the States and whatnot, places that are open. That's why you've got the race that you've got. And if people accept it, so be it, but some countries aren't. Greater good is the communist New World Order talk. Well, I am a member of that. Bring it on. Nah. Yeah, it's a hard one. And that's why I'm not in politics, and that's why I think it's a shit job to get involved in, and they're going to make mistakes. Yeah, I think Indonesia tried to pray it away, and they're up shit creek, so what are you going to do? Paul will be living this for years. Vaccines will be help, but also need treatments like... Yeah, you're right. You're spot on. The Spanish flu wasn't dealt with in a day. Is that cooked? I think that was not yet. Yeah, right. We're just going to have to manage it. And I think the way to manage it is get everyone jabbed, sort out your transmissions, get your quarantine sorted, and that'll just become like the flu. That's my non-medical assessment of it.
How much you want?
You're spot on. We've been going for about an hour. My food's cooked, and I'm getting a bit hungry. What's the time?
Start eating.
What's the time?
It's like 1 o'clock.
Is it? Oh, okay, 1 o'clock. It is too.
Start eating.
Spanish food just disappeared. Did it just disappear? There you go. Never ends once you submit.
Is this all the cooking, huh?
Yeah, well.
That's all right. Yeah.
What are you going to do?
You want?
Really
Is that right? Last night, 2,500 people were arrested in Phnom Penh for breaking curfew.
I don't know.
Fantastic. Good on them. And that's probably why it's spreading, because no one else taking it seriously. They don't give a shit. Or they're just not aware of the risks. It's all about weighing up your risks. Yeah, there you go, Paul. So it took a couple of years. Yeah, I thought so. I thought that didn't just go
A few more porks.
go away. Check a few
It
more.
got stolen. They got stolen.
4,000 people a night are getting arrested. That's unbelievable.
Try my pickled vegetable.
My arm.
This is our pork going on.
That's right.
We just get these things on.
I think I remember that.
How do they have the police force arrest that many people if the army in the streets?
I'm eating.
Let me just round them up.
Saving myself. I was listening to you guys all the way
Me
here.
too. I was saving. I only had a banana
Will it be covered off in your news
8.
on Wednesday, Claire?
Strawberry. So fresh.
Just chuck all this stuff on, because if it doesn't get eaten now, I'll just heat it up later. It's the perfect heat. This thing's been going since 11:30. This barbecue. It's still got good heat.
You better eat.
Is the light?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'll stop it soon so I can eat. Yeah, Claire's going to cover it off on Wednesday. Thank you, Claire. I look forward to that.
A news person.
Sorry?
A news person.
That's right, our news anchor from Siem Reap. Right, I'm going to wrap this up, everyone. So thank you for joining. I'm going to eat. And I hope you've enjoyed us sit here, watch us cook. We'll try and do another one, but be a bit more involved in a conversation.
Maybe do another one from the living room.
We'll do another one from the living room with the fire on. Yeah, as a reminder, yeah, I've got my Marc's Mildly Interesting Facebook. Go check that out, and I'll chuck some stuff up on there. And if you want to say good day between videos and see some other stuff, go check that out. Chandy was looking forward to seeing the pork get cooked. Sorry, mate. I'll give you a last look at it.
You need to see the cooked one.
Yeah, I'll show you a cooked one. There you go. And I'll rip into it. Oh, that's fantastic. That's beautiful.
Of course, you have the
You got
best chef.
chili on it, man. How much chili you put on this thing? Bloody
No,
hell.
it's not that spicy.
Unbelievable. Anyway, let me eat. Thanks for joining.
This chicken.
We'll see you next time.
This chicken is spicy.
I need something.